So it was our first Thanksgiving as newlyweds when I proclaimed, I'll do it all. And it wasn't that I was just the one who wasn't working and had a lot of free time. For some reason, I don't know whether the Brady Bunch or any of those shows made me think like, I'm going to be the happy homemaker. So I decided that even though I had a full-time job that I loved, I was going to do all the shopping, all the planning, and all the cooking. And so I did. I bought the box of Pepperidge Farm stuffing, just like my mother did, and I bought celery because I was going to liven it up. So I was gonna have the celery in it because we never had that growing up. So I had that. I had the canned cranberry sauce, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to experiment. So I bought a bag of cranberries, and I thought I'm going to make my own. And then I also bought all the ingredients for, if anyone is familiar with the Midwest, a Jello bowl. And I chose the lime, and I chose that I was going to have the cottage cheese, and I was going to have both pineapple and mandarin oranges. And then to really like make it deluxe for my husband, I was going to throw in some chopped pecans. And so the big day came, and I got up, and I started prepping everything, and I can do it, and he'd come in and say, oh, what are you doing? And maybe a pinch here or there. And things are going really well. And what made the day extra special is we were invited to one of his best friends' whole family gathering. Now, the one friend and his wife had been at our wedding 2 months previous, but the extended family who he knew, they had not been at our wedding, so we were going to go meet all these people. And he was going to show off his beautiful bride and his new, it wasn't new, it was a car he'd worked on that he was very proud of. So I have everything all organized, and we're going for appetizers. And I'm locking the door, and he's in the car, and he looks so handsome. And I'm turning the lock, and I go, oh my gosh, the turkey. He's like, what do you mean? I go, I forgot to cook the turkey. And he's like, what? I go, come on, I gotta go inside. So we're inside, and I'm getting this turkey out, and I'm slicing the plastic, and there's icy juice. I'm like, oh my gosh. He goes like, well, what are we gonna do? I go, I have to cook the turkey. I had to put the stuffing in the turkey, the whole thing. He's like, well, what are we gonna tell them? I go, we'll go for dessert. So I didn't realize until we got there how bad it really was, because they sort of made fun of me, which I didn't really care, but he was mortified. So we got through it, but then it didn't get better at Christmas because he gave me another chance. I took the other chance. I thought, you can't do anything wrong with the honey baked ham. So I got the honey baked ham, and this time we invited his family to our house. The whole table and the pretty dishes and everything. Whole thing. So we're sitting there and we serve it, and he sits down. He goes, does anyone want their ham heated? Because it was cold. We never had it heated at my house. So I was like, I was the one who was irritated. He was very gracious about it, but every plate had to go into the kitchen to be microwaved. So that was the end of me cooking for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and he took over, which I was okay with. So he decided to create like spreadsheets to manage prep time and cook time, and it went on for several years, and we were fine, and it was sort of amusing until it got irritating. So fast forward, we're in a different house, have the kids, and we had friends. So our daughter was 4, and our friends were 2, and the kids are playing, and the men are in the kitchen, like he's vegetarian, so he brought the eggplant parmesan, and my husband's talking about the different ways to roast a turkey, and after a while, the mom and I with the kids are like, I'm hungry. Like, this isn't the kind of appetizer, have another one. This is like, when's dinner hungry? So we go into the kitchen, and it's like, well, it's going to be a while. I said, well, you said that an hour ago. Well, it turned out the oven broke. So we had to wait 2 more hours for the turkey to be done. And it wasn't pretty, because if you get hangry, you want like a bowl of green beans or something. Well, that was out of order from how you eat on a spreadsheet. So there was friction at the Thanksgiving dinner table. So needless to say, irreconcilable differences got the best of us. So we parted ways. I'm in LA now living, and my daughter and the dogs were all living in, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give Thanksgiving turkey another whirl. So I get a turkey, and we have friends over, and it's all very good, and my turkey's beautiful, actually, amazingly enough. And so things are going fairly well until the foster puppy lets have it. Ah! And I'm like, oh. And so what happened is the little puppy had jumped up, and Teddy had jumped over the puppy to pull her off the turkey. She didn't get to it, but my other black lab jumped on top of him. And it became a very serious dog fight, the kind that when you run out to get the hose and squirt all over your kitchen, it does nothing. So the kitchen is drenched. The dogs are still at it, upside down. So I go over and I pull off the dog, which you're not supposed to do. I pull off the dog, my hand goes down, and my finger is dangling, blood now squirting everywhere. And I'm thinking, so that broke up the fight. So I have a pack of spinach, because you've seen it in the movies probably, or some of you have been in those movies, where, pack it in case the surgeon needs to sew it back on. So I'm like that, moaning, call that paramedics come. They're standing around like wide-eyed, I think at me and not the finger. They're like, ma'am, there's really nothing we can do because you need to have a surgeon sew it back together. So anyway, I end up at urgent care, and they cannot give me any Tylenol because I haven't been diagnosed, but because it's not pressing as other people, I have to wait 2 hours until I get there. The surgeon, there happened to be a surgeon that day, and he kept saying, you're very, very lucky that I happened to be here and that you didn't hit a nerve. And it took about 1.5 years until my finger was not flopping around. So I no longer cook turkeys, but I will tell you, I still love Thanksgiving. I'm still grateful for my friends and family who can celebrate. But this last Thanksgiving, just recently, when that window of opportunity of what should I do about a turkey or, contribute, I thought, I'm just going to get a poinsettia as a hostess gift, and I booked a massage. Thank you very much.